Look, I think it's AI agents have become a common parlance sort of components or approach, architectural approach of ways systems are built now, right? And I think what agents tend to do is they tend to take a part of a workflow, they tend to take a component of the workflow, and they can be fairly autonomized in terms of how they're running in an autonomous way,
Hmm.
and being able to sort of fully run, exception handle, manage issues and errors, and then raise um, parts of sort of the workflow that need a human intervention or a human approval. Think of that unit kind of being what an agent really is, right? And so if you think about sort of how do you think about agents within the workflows, you almost go back to 20 years, and we would always have fully automated, semi-automated, human intervention based sort of solutions. Now those are replaced by AI agents, except with an incredible amount of intelligence, an incredible amount of rationalization
Hmm.
that these agents can perform, an incredible amount of contextualization, and being able to sort of take in more and more increasing levels of context, which ultimately translate to the specific task that the agent is doing to become a lot more compelling and a lot more trustworthy to some degree, right? And I think to a
I like
much
that
bigger
term.
degree
Yeah,
than
yeah,
than it was
yeah.
ever before. And I think that part is continuing to sort of evolve. So I do think that agents for various kinds of tasks, right, from the smallest of tasks to uh, fully running an entire line operation facility within a manufacturing plant, right? I mean, you could have many agents that are interacting with one another and that are continuing to sort of
Yeah.
manage the entire process. As I said, the key things to be aware of when you do that, the obvious other end of the spectrum and the question is, well, if I have agents running everything and all kinds of processes, why do I need anything else, right? It's almost like thinking about the impact that robotics has had on automated manufacturing to agents kind of running and operating certain parts. There still are areas that you need humans to sort of intervene to approve.
Hmm.
You also need to design and build those agents because, unlike robotics running in a manufacturing plant, what it's doing is a lot of repeated, repetitive tasks. An agent can be potentially do creative work. It can do, as I already said, a lot of reasoning
Hmm.
based sort of decision making. So I think an architecture needs to involve both agents as well as automated steps which have semi or partial use of agents, and then there are others that might not have any, right? So it's not about agents doing everything and overfitting an agent-based approach for every single thing that you do.
Yeah.
Can you do it technically? Yes. Is that a practical way of solving it? I think that depends.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's well said because I think there's a lot of questions still around agents, and deploying
Yep.
them and making sure they're operating the way they have, and where to put the human in the middle, where
Mhm.
where it's going to be effective.